Alright. So, hey. I was just waiting for the drugs to kick in. I'm Mike Coppolino. I'm a stand-up comic. And, I'm here to tell some jokes. Because that's what I do. Alright. So, hey, everybody. Ain't it funny when the world's on fire? Ain't it funny when the world's on fire and real estate has to maintain its value? Like, that's pretty funny. So people keep telling me I live in a bad neighborhood because I live there. Thank you. That's a joke. No, actually, it's not true. I actually live in a bad neighborhood because I built my own house. Yeah, I built my own house. I didn't follow any rules. Thank you. Thank you. So anyways, I get PTSD from being myself. Yeah, I just have my own thoughts. Thank you. Oh, man. You know, a man's home is just a castle. When he has 100 homes you can't live in. Like that's good. That's a good start. Oh, man. I saw a pit bull puppy today. I was like a snuggly puppy. It was like great. It was like the snuggliest puppy ever. It was funny because, you know, there was a pit bull ban like 3 days ago. So now we have puppies everywhere. Pit bull puppies. You know, getting walked along by people that are heavily tattooed. Those puppies love everybody. You know? Like there wasn't an illegal pit bull puppy farm somewhere, you know? Man. I mean, they aren't illicit dog breeders if the dog is clean. Let's face it. You know, some of these dogs have to be actors in order to get picked up. They got to be actors. They got to appear in commercials, and you know, we got to film that because they're dog actors. I mean, are they abused? Of course they're abused. I mean, they know the Stanislavski method of being dog actors. But then we take advantage of that by filming it and then showing it on commercials repeatedly. And now we have pit bull puppies. You know, probably $600. Oh man, you could buy an abused dog for like $300, probably. I mean, if you were cheap. But then you got to deworm them, and you know that's a whole emotional like thing you got to deal with. You know, I'm not saying that the dog market is humane. I mean you're paying for it. You know, it should be humane, but it's not because you know. I don't know. You need dogs to live in condominiums. I guess that's not humane. You know, you need a friend in these terrible times. And why not make that friend a pit bull puppy? You know? Why not? You know, I've always dreamed of buying a chimpanzee. I've always dreamed of buying a chimpanzee and just raising it to adulthood. You know, because they're so cute, you know? But, you know, I want to make it wear diapers and make it wear adult clothing and parade it to the streets and slowly get awkward with my chimp. You know, until I, like, have a birthday party for it and I give it a slice of cake. And I've been giving him whole cakes the whole time, but now he's like an adult chimpanzee. And I'm just start thinking, well, maybe he's getting a little fat, you know. and that's how I want to get, like, reorganized by a chimpanzee. You know, but I can get reorganized by a pit bull, too, you know. I could just, like, I don't know. God, I could think of horrible shit. I mean, I could be its friend. And it could do horrible shit anyways because, you know, it doesn't know. But a chimpanzee knows because it goes right for the face. So that's what I'm planning for. You know, because I have body dysmorphia. I do. I have body dysmorphia, but I'm like, you know, I probably like all of you. Like I have dysmorphia. Like every couple days, I just want to attack myself with a chainsaw. because I know that that's my idealized body type. I just want to attack myself with a chainsaw all the time. You know, but I just think, you know, if I have it in the hand and it starts kicking and I get the cut on my other hand, I'd do it all wrong, and then it'd be like all ruined. Like it wasn't what I planned. You know, and that's horrible to me. Like that's the horrible thing about body dysmorphia. But, you know, if I have a chimpanzee, I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, if I have a chimpanzee, I don't have to worry about body dysmorphia. I just have to be kind to it. And then one day give it a slice of birthday cake instead of a whole cake. And say, hey, you're a chimpanzee, you're getting a little fat, you should go on a diet. You know. That's how you plan these things out, because then the chimpanzee goes bananas and chews off your face. And that's what you want if you have body dysmorphia. I mean, you know, you want to get rid of stuff. Because no one wants to add stuff when they have body dysmorphia. Yeah, I just want to be that guy with like one arm with two fingers on the one arm and, you know, half an ass. Half an ass and no testicles. You know? I want to be that guy, you know? Just so when I walk around, people can get all excited and go, oh man, what happened to you? It's so beautiful. And I can say, well, I got attacked by a chimpanzee. That's what happened to me. It was totally by design. Yeah, because I'm an artist. Yeah. So, you ever throw up on yourself because you're too fucked up to get out of the way? Anyone? Oh, me neither. Thank you. Thank you. So, hey everybody, I'm a stand-up comic. But I also manscape, like a real man. I manscape with a lighter. Because that's what a real man does. Because a real man smells like barbecue. And chicks dig that. Thank you. Alright. I do have jokes for dogs if they want to listen to it. I have jokes for dogs too, but, you know. So I've done acid. Yeah, you could tell. You could tell. I've done acid over 300 times. Yeah, not to brag. I've done acid over 300 times this year. And it's been a slow year, actually. Acid doesn't affect me. Acid does not affect me anymore. Acid just makes me sober. It's the truth. I know what sobriety is on, like, multiple levels. Yeah. I just wake up every morning and I think, oh, you know, the sky's exploding. How should I dress? That's how I go out of the house, you know? I do business deals and I make money. And I give these ants and spiders a more successful kitchen to live in, you know? Because they're crawling all over me. Oh, man. I should tell some jokes. I'm going to tell jokes. So last week, I entered a self-deprecation contest. Good. I entered a self-deprecation contest. I didn't win and I came in first place. Thank you. But I'm a stand-up comic, but I'm an amateur stand-up comic because I do coke in moderation. Thank you. Once I actually had a cocaine problem. Once, for a couple years. I had a cocaine problem. And it got so bad, I ended up going to an NA meeting. I went to an NA meeting. I was so strung out. I had to wave my paycheck around almost 3 minutes before I got any coke. Thank you. So, Durex, the condom company, just came out with a condom that enhances male sensitivity. Finally, right? I mean, it's just what we've all been waiting for, a condom with more sensitivity. Yeah. Right. Yeah. For added value, each condom is wrapped in its own little apology note. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I train drug-sniffing dogs for a living. But I train them to live in condominiums.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, but if you're going to train a drug-sniffing dog, don't use cocaine to train them. Yeah, because it just trains them to count your money. They still shit on the carpet because, you know, everything is cut with. You know, these people are worried about having microchips in their vaccine.
Yes.
I think they have the microchips in their cocaine talking to them.
Right.
I know, because it's right there already, I mean, you can accumulate a lot of value that way.
Yeah. We'll take it if you did.
Thanks. Oh, would you like a flyer?
Oh, yeah.
Here.
Thank you for letting us be an audience.
Yeah, I got a few albums on there.
Well, we'll take that up.
Thank you. Oh, what was I going to work on? Oh, anyways. Sometimes I'm like an annoying person. I'm an annoying person because I'm a stand-up comic. And I have to exist in people's worlds. And usually I'm on drugs when I do that. Like I'm just like on some bench in the morning just celebrating like not working. And I'm on drugs. Like that's how I celebrate. But people walk up to me all the time. And they want me to see these things on their phones. Like they want to be like seem like they're connected with the universe or something, And I'm already on drugs. And usually they're just a bunch of sober alcoholics. Like they're just sober alcoholics and they're just talking about work. Talking about all the work they're not doing. Like they brag about varnishing floors every like couple like years. Or whatever, Like they're varnishing a floor once every 3 weeks and they're like bragging about it. And they wanted me to see all the skateboard tricks they used to do. It's the truth. They want me to see all the skateboard tricks because they have bad knees now. And they're alcoholics. And they show me these skateboard tricks or some cute kitten or something or like some rumor. And it just starts pissing me off because I'm trying to enjoy my drugs and my eyes are bad. My eyes are bad. I can't even see this thing. It's just damaging my eyes even further. And I'm trying to understand all the shit they're like peddling me just to be polite. So whenever they do that, I just try to make them look up things in their phones. I just try to make them look up interesting stuff on their phones because I can't see what they're showing me anyways. Like I might as well just get entertained by it. So that's what I do. So like for the last 48 months, I've been just asking people if dolphins get venereal disease. That's all I've been doing. I've been asking people if dolphins get venereal disease. I've been going to like aquariums that people walk through and just asking them these questions. Like I have a pass to SeaWorld and I just get into discussions with people. I say, what if the salt water fixes it? Like, that's what I think. What if the salt water cures venereal disease and that's why dolphins evolved in the first place? Could happen, Because dolphins are smart. It's the truth. Dolphins are smart. And they've always been smart, but they haven't always been dolphins. Sometimes they've just been like rats. They were just rats. We know that from the fossil record. These dolphins were just rats. And they were running around the beach. And they have these large craniums, so we know they were thinking. And they were running around the beach, and because they were thinking, this is paradise. I'm like naked, I'm on the beach, and I should have a lot of sex because I'm an animal. So they had a lot of sex. And they were enjoying it like immensely. But then they got a lot of venereal disease. That's the truth. All these smart rats are running around the beach and they're having a lot of sex and they got a lot of venereal disease. And they said, oh my God, this burning is terrible. But I'm like right near this convenient body of water. Let me just jump in this body of water and see if it fixes it. And oh, this is much better. I think I'll stay here. Yeah. And then 80 million years later, we have dolphins. That's what happened. They just evolved to just have more sex. Just stop the burning first. But then they thought, oh, sex is a great idea. Let's have tons of it. And now they have sex with seaweed and fish. They have sex with everything, you know? That's what we know. We know that now. Ugh. We didn't used to know that. You know, but then they did a scientific study, and in 2006 they realized that, you know, dolphins are not saving people. Like when they rescue people like from drowning, dolphins are not actually saving people. Dolphins are just having sex with people towards the beach. And it's the truth. That's the truth. That people are having sex. Dolphins are having sex with people towards the beach. And it's because dolphins are smart. It's the truth, because they can't get any leverage on you if you're screwing you towards the ocean. You know? So they screw you towards a sandbar so you can like stand there and get some penetration. And not drown. I mean, dolphins want you to enjoy it. I mean, they're having sex with you. They're smart. They're caring creatures. But then you just jump out of the water, you know, because you have realized you have legs. They realize you have legs, and you say, "Oh, thank you, dolphin, for saving me." You know. You know, we'll not mention all the other stuff that just happened, but you know, maybe I'll write a book about this. You know, thank you, dolphin, for saving me, and we'll call it a philosophy, and we'll make like dolphinology is the philosophy. There actually is a philosophy about dolphins being altruistic, and it came up in the 60s. Yeah, back when we had Flipper. I mean, you try explaining all this stuff to people. We used to have a show called Flipper. I mean, I learned that because I make people look at things in their phones. There was a show called Flipper where a dolphin like was the lassie of the ocean, and it just like saved these kids from like smugglers and stuff and drowning and whatever. And there was a lot of stock footage because they like the obvious. Like you just look at Flipper, it's just the same dolphin like in different like pools. Like they don't actually have the dolphin really interact with people. Because everyone knows, you know. Everyone knows that's smart. But now everyone has the internet. Now everyone knows. Yeah. So anyways, that's why I tell people, like when I make them look at things in their phones, you know. That's the information I have behind my head because I've been doing it for 48 months. I haven't been doing it at all. I just made all that up. Oh, man. Now, of course, I've been doing it for a long time. Oh. So anyways, they say nitrous oxide kills brain cells. It kills all the brain cells that get in the way of your job at a gas station. Hey, maybe you have diminishing ideas and you just don't know it, you know? Oh, God. I don't know. Anyone here ever wipe their ass with a sock? I mean, this is your year. There's nobody here. Anyways. Hey, I'm Mike Coppolino. I might as well just take a break. I'm just taking a break. I got like 2 trees to talk to and a parking meter. I got a telephone pole. I got a telephone pole. I mean, that's pretty archaic. Like, that's an old telephone pole. That's like probably from the 20s. And it has some metal shielding on it that's probably from the 50s. I mean, this is like a... We can auction this off right now. I mean, we can reserve these telephone poles if we wish, and make them like art installations at rich people's houses. But their houses have to be big enough. I mean, they gotta have this relic like from the time like they had all these concentration camps, and we bought like telephone poles, like all the last ones. Oh man, and then we put these telephone poles in, but we just laid them down on some marble, you know? And we made a display out of them, but they were inside. Because we wanted to like preserve like the patina of them. Yeah, it'll be like, this is a tribute to when we took over. Like, we could just afford all the information, and we could just, like, put telephone poles in our homes as art installations. Oh. Yeah, by that time, those homes will be self-building homes. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. You know, I fear self-driving cars. I fear self-driving cars. I think it's a natural fear. Yeah, because they're motivational vehicles. I fear self-driving cars because they're motivational vehicles. That's right. I think they're like gonna like self-drive us into like being better people for corporations. Ugh, man. That's kind of funny, but kind of tragic too. Like, there's gonna be some point where you're driving a self-driving car and you're not driving it. And it's just taking you to a fancy restaurant. It's just taking you to a fancy restaurant with your date. And, you know, you go there and you spend like a few $100s and you're like all impressive. You're all impressive to your date, you know, like you're having a great time and everything. But then you come out and you see your self-driving car all covered in gore. That's what'll happen. You'll go to this fancy restaurant, then you'll come out because your self-driving car has been parking itself on like homeless people and people who can't afford like real cars. That's what's gonna happen, possibly. Ugh. That's what's gonna happen because you're at this fancy restaurant and you have a self-driving car, but your job isn't making enough money. So these cars are gonna like motivate you into like making more money, you know? Because you gotta afford them and you gotta pay off your student loans. It's the truth. Oh man. So, you know, it's gonna be like some like crazy thing that's gonna happen. Like your date's gonna not want to get into that car. It's covered in gore and stuff. I mean, this thing was totally careless, and your date knows now, you know, whatever it is. Whatever your date is at that point. That she, he, or whatever, you're trans, you're an animal, you're whatever. Whatever you are, you have to, like, go through this obstacle course that's trying to kill you. Full of self-driving cars. And you have to just like sit there and like you have to wait because you know you gotta wait to make sure like nobody can afford these things. You gotta hope, you know, hope a bus shows up like while these self-driving cars are like trying to navigate. You know, you gotta hope you have enough Bitcoin in your like purse so you can like survive this trip. You know, get to a bus stop and wait for it. Yeah, and hope you have enough Bitcoin. That's what the world's gonna be like, you know. And then you're gonna have this self-driving car, and it's just gonna like drive you to the desert, and take you to a place where there was a self-driving construction company that was like digging a grave for you, like in the hole in the desert, and it's gonna like take you there, and your self-driving car is gonna talk to you and tell you gotta work a little harder. You gotta work a little harder because this hole is for you. Like, we actually paid for this hole. It's going onto you like your loan. The loan for your self-driving car is actually being added to it. Along with the 4 hours it took to drive you to the desert, to this fucking hole that we're trying to hide, but not really, because we own everything. This is just for like cinematic shock. And then you'll just go, oh, I'll work harder, but you don't work any harder, but you'll just survive a lot more. You know, because how can you work any harder? How can you improve? Always living in fear, you know? Oh, man. These are great jokes. What else should I do? I don't have to do anything really. I mean, this is just practice. So, anyways, hey, I'm Mike Coppolino. I'm a Mike Coppolino. Oh man, I am a Mike Coppolino. I'll tell you that. What else do we need to know? Oh, I'm a life coach. That's right, I'm a life coach. Yeah, but you can't enjoy it because you don't have enough money. But if you do have enough money, you can see a comedy show like any time, like possibly indoors, at some random location. You know, it could happen, and I'll only take a percentage of the money. I'll only take a percentage of the money. It's like I'll take 20% of the money. No, I'll take like 5% of the money. Because I'm desperate. I'm a desperate stand-up comic. I'll take 5% of the money. Because that's a joke. Anyways, I've been Mike Coppolino. And this has been a performance. Thank you. Thank you very much. Get all the burps out. Oh, would you like a flyer for a comedy album that I just recorded? Okay. Anyways. What do we got? 26:43. Hey, nobody understands any of this stuff. This is like, that's why it's so great.
Okay, everyone stand up to say the oath.
Alright, I'm turning it off.